Hello everyone, my name is Rahul Kapoor. I'm a partner innovation enablement specialist at ABBYY. In this video, we are going to talk about document splitter skill in ABBYY Vantage. The splitter skill is a skill that splits a single multi-page document which contains documents of one or several types into separate documents based on various criteria set up by a script. On the ABBYY marketplace, you can already find production-ready invoice document skill and brokerage statement skill that are designed to split multiple invoice document or brokerage statements into multiple. If your usage scenario is different, you can create your own custom splitter skill from scratch using the advanced designer. You can use a document splitter skill to split a flow of pages from files containing multiple documents into separate documents that are ready for further processing. There are four most commonly occurring scenarios for using splitter skill. The first is separating documents of the same type. Imagine that you have a file that contains multiple documents of the same type. For instance, a collection of invoices from one vendor for a certain period. Each invoice will have its own invoice number and may also have page number printed on it. This and other data can be used to separate documents one from the other. You can use an extraction rule activity to set up extraction invoice numbers and page numbers. You can also use a classify activity if the first page of a document differs significantly from the other pages. Then you can use a splitter script activity to analyze the extracted values to determine if the current pages is the first page of a new document, then separate documents. The second scenario would be separating documents and removing annexes. Sometimes documents are accompanied by explanatory and extra pages which should be stored, but from which no data need to be extracted. In this case, you can use a classify activity to classify the document pages into documents of the required type and their registers. You can also use an extraction rules activity to see if any valuable data can be found on a page. A page without any extracted data is probably an index page. Then you can use a splitter script activity to append the index page to each document or place them in separate documents. Third scenario could be separating documents and determining their types. Imagine that you have a file that contains multiple documents of different types. For instance, a loan application accompanied by identity document, an income statement, bank statement, utility bill, and other documents. In this case, you can use a classify activity to classify each pages and an extraction rule activity to extract data necessary for determining whether the current page is the first page of a new document. Then you can use the splitter script activity to set up rules for separating documents. Fourth scenario would be to reorder pages and removing empty pages. This scenario is when you have to reorder pages or remove blank or garbage pages resulting from scanning errors. Reordering is only possible if the pages contain some data which indicates the correct order. For instance, page number. In this case, you can create a field which will extract page number. You can also create a field to look for any text on a page to further discard blank pages as garbage. Using the splitter skill activity, you can reorder pages according to their numbers, then create a separate document that will contain all blank or garbage pages. A document splitter skill can only be created only in advanced designer. It classifies pages, it extracts header data need to be splitting from each page, and applies assembly rules which order pages and define what pages belong to the same document, which belong to the other, so that it can decide whether to keep them in the same document or a different document. As a result, the flow of pages is separated into documents and the document type is specified. Document splitter skill are applied in process skill before the extraction. Ready to use invoice document splitter skill can also be downloaded from marketplace. Now let's look at the basic steps to create and use a splitter skill. First is open ABBYY Vantage Advanced Designer, then create a new document splitter skill by creating create splitter skill on the start page. On the documents tab, upload your files. Each document set should contain files of a single business transaction. This set of source files will be converted into separate pages. Note that all activities except the splitter script activity will process each page separately. Then configure the document processing flow to extract data that will help determine the document type of each page in the transaction. And find first or last page indicators in a document. And last is set up splitter script activity by adding document types on the splitter script properties page. Then configure the script that will convert the flow of pages into a set of documents. Adding document types is an important feature of the splitter skill because the defined document type will be further used to select a document skill for data extraction. Last is test your skill by clicking test skill, then analyze the result you obtain. After creating a splitter skill, you might ask, what next? Splitter skills cannot be used independently. To use a splitter skill, you need to add it to a process skill as an assembly step. There are actually different ways to split the document flow and assemble pages in Vantage. You can see all of them under the assemble activity in a process skill. Using the splitter skill is the advanced, most customizable, and therefore the most effective way. Here is an example of how you can use a splitter skill inside a process skill. Imagine that you have created a new splitter skill. The skill will appear in Vantage skill catalog splitter skill section. Create a process skill and add the assemble activity to a page skill workflow. Then create your splitter skill on the actions panel. Continue configuring your process skill workflow. For example, after the assembly step, you can add the extract activity and use document skill that matches the document type defined in the splitter skill to extract data from separated documents. You can also use existing document skill from the skill catalog or create your own document skills. What you need to understand first is that each splitter skill is unique. The logic of each splitter skill depends very much on the document set and each specific use case. In most cases, you will not be able to use an invoice splitter skill with other document types, for instance, by just changing some parameters. To create a split skill, you need to first analyze your document set, then configure your skill and script accordingly. Which fields can indicate the first page of document, maybe it's title, maybe it's invoice number, maybe it's page number. What indicates that a given page does not belong to a previous document? In various cases, the indicators can be different significantly, impacting the logic that you need to build an effective skill. Now we'll move to the demo where I will show you a splitter skill in action. For this demo, I'm going to use invoice document splitter skill. So I'll create a process skill here. I'll name it invoice splitter process skill. Start with input. Then I will have the assemble activity in which I will select the to buy document splitter skill, where I will select the invoice document splitter skill. The next activity that I will add is extract to extract the data from the splitted invoices. In this case, I'm going to use the invoice skill. After extract, I will add a review stage to validate the splitting. And after review, I will have my output stage. I will use the try skill app to test my skill. I will upload an invoice sample. This PDF file contains multiple invoices. I'll select my skill. I'll wait for it to process. My document is processed. I will click on review. As you can see, it has split the one PDF file into 4 different invoices with separate invoice numbers. That's it for now in this demo. Thank you.